Welcome to the Titan interview. We're back. It's been 10 months without an interview. New host. Rest in peace to the old one. I don't think he's dead. I think he just doesn't cast anymore at Titan. He's probably alive doing like Collegiate or something. He was a solid caster. But we're back. Titan interviews. Today, we have the owner of Malevolent Esports. It's Phoenix. How are you doing, Phoenix?
Good. Busy. Life is busy, but good. Excited to be here. Always love Titan Esports. Any kind of support we can do. Always going to be around for that. So absolutely excited to be here. Excited to try not to flame my teams too much. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
You gotta flame your teams. You gotta flame your teams. I mean, I was on the Titan cast this week, and it was I think it was diamond tier, but like there was definitely some flame happening when the game's going for 48 minutes, and it's just who's inting harder. So trust me, I get needing to flame the team a bit. We'll just start off. We'll get a couple questions in. Just let the viewers get to know you. Who's your favorite champion, Phoenix, in the game?
Oh, Kai'Sa. Not close. Yeah.
Is it main Kai'Sa, or is it like lore reasons?
Yes. All of it. And I also think Kai'Sa has probably one of the best skins in the game, if not the best skin in the game, which is the IG skin line, IG Kai'Sa. Fantastic. Probably my favorite skin in the whole game. Yeah.
That's
and it's not close.
I like
the whole IG skin line is fantastic.
Yeah, because they're the white and blue, I want to say, Kai'Sa or whatever, the IG Kai'Sa. I'm gonna pull up a picture on screen, but it's like the white with the blue wings and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, there's that, and then they actually have the I don't know. I'll send it to you. You can do what you want with it. But they had the 10th anniversary Chinese edition.
Oh yeah. That
oh
one's
my
cool.
gosh,
that
so
really
good.
Cool.
The splash art is just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, I'll send it to you in DMs. You can show the screen or however you want to do that. But there it is. It's oh my gosh, absolutely fantastic. One of the best splash arts in all of League of Legends, in my opinion. Just big fan.
You know, first off, the Chinese one looks even cooler. I do really like when it comes to team skins. I don't know why, but EDG Graves tickles my brain for some reason.
It's good.
It's just
it's good.
It's like old man Graves with like the white hair and whatnot. I'm just like, damn, like that's kind of cool. I mean, like everyone's using the mob one, but like his little like scar that goes under his eye and whatnot.
Yeah.
Who's your do you watch professional esports?
Yeah, I watch a good amount of League of Legends. I mean, not to be a bandwagoner, but I've been a T1 fan since I started playing League. It's hard not to be a T1 fan.
That's fair. Do you have any favorite LCS team, or is it just like we watch the good stuff?
So I've been no. I watched some NA. I mean, I am a Team Liquid fan. I've been a Team Liquid fan since I started playing too. Really more of a core JJ fan. You know, not always happy with the direction the team is taken the last couple of years, but. You know, I have a buddy of mine who's a big C9 fan. Actually, the league director for our org is a big C9 fan, so we always watch C9 TL. So
I'm also a C9. I'm a C9 fan, and I kind of like FlyQuest. Although I think Team Liquid, like right before we went started recording this interview, I'm pretty sure Team Liquid just like secured their like final spot.
Yeah, they did.
Against
but
FlyQuest.
We'll see. Still not. It's not been the cleanest road to get there. Let's put it that way.
No, even the FlyQuest game was iffy on like for both of them. There were definitely some. I was watching a bit of it, and one of the matches was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. This is North America."
Everybody sucks. It's okay.
And then, do we have a least favorite champ, like a champ that we want to in the game?
I know this is it's kind of cliche, but I hate Shaco so much. Yeah, not even that it's like it just warps the game. It warps the game, and I hate it. And especially solo queues, like I just, you know, even as a jungler myself, like pinging every place that Shaco's gonna be when he 2-camps you, and then watching your teammates die. Still, even in like Masters, like dude, it's
them.
Shaco warps the game. Invisibility is stupid. We should just
them and Evelyn like.
Yeah.
Got into my control boards, put them everywhere. By the way, what rank are you?
Yeah.
Because I assume you play.
So I'm D1. I'm D1 peak. Yeah, I'm D1 peak. I have not been playing. We'll get into this too, but I actually have been around so very little for the last like 2 months.
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
Very little.
Like expand on that, because obviously you own Malevolent. How did Malevolent come to be? What's like the story of this org?
Yeah. So originally we were just a bunch of guys in Oklahoma City who played Magic the Gathering. That's what we started as, and all we wanted to do was like make it a bigger deal. Colin Wagner, he's a co-founder with me. Him and I got together and we kind of put this idea together of an organization that we could really just compete with Magic tournaments around the country, and we did. We opened up this group, and we got a bunch of guys and gals together, and we actually helped open up a gaming store in Yukon, Oklahoma, called Game Face. And we were kind of the huge driving player base for that store. And then we competed, of course. We went to Grand Prix and SCG Opens and all that stuff kind of across the country. We had a couple of years there where we were grinding pretty hard. I actually made the Pro Tour. I was ranked 201st in the world at one point playing Magic. So we did pretty well. And then COVID hit, and between work and I kind of got out of Magic and switched over to PC. Colin kind of took over the org and really got us into esports. We had a Rainbow Six Siege team that's done pretty well in the amateur scene, and really kind of dug into that. And then last summer, so officially us into the league with this summer split, we will have now been in the scene here in Titan for about a year, exactly with this start of this split. So I've been playing a lot of League of Legends. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
So you got other teams in different games. You have
we have some other stuff going on.
League, or is it
Rainbow Six, and Rainbow Six is the only serious one. We have some other things that are in the pipeline, and there's some interest for, and maybe we have some teams, but they're not all that good, or they're just not competing yet. But League of Legends is the main thing, and I played League of Legends, and I actually got to spend a lot of time in like C9 training grounds with Bach and like a bunch of other coaches. And like once I had finally hit past Diamond, I was like, well, okay, I want to kind of get into coaching and see what that's like. So I actually coached for an org called the Nameless. They're not an org anymore.
Nameless.
There's a lot of people who are a part of the Nameless. Yeah. And I actually coached them. Crims, he casts pretty regularly. He was actually the head coach. I was the assistant coach. So Crims was my introduction into coaching. And we coached a Vanquisher team for Titan. We did terrible. I think we went 2-7. I mean, it was a really, really bad season. I learned the most valuable piece of information that I've ever gotten as a coach, which is your job is not to make the players happy. Your job is to put them in the best position to win. It's really in reference to, all the players that want to play these weird picks. And sometimes your job as a coach is just to say, no, that's terrible. You're going to play this because it's easier to execute, or it fits the comp better, if you're not happy, check the scoreboard.
I need that for my solo queue games, man. I need a solo queue draft coach who just says, lock in this, stop locking in Nash's jungle.
right. But yeah, so once I hit that point, and Colin and I kind of reconnected. We drifted apart a little bit. We kind of reconnected, and so I was like, shit, let's hold tryouts. Let's try to get a league team together. And of course, Titan was just kind of talking to people in Nameless and Crims. Like Titan just seemed to be the best place to go. And of course, we got into it. We did tryouts. We got our first team together, and then match one. The first night, inaugural night, our support no-showed. In the middle of a match, so our support no-showed. We had to get an emergency sub. We had to swap people. Our 80 carry swapped to support. We had to have our mid swap to 80 carry, and then we had a mid sub. Cheesecake, you're a homie for doing that. Appreciate that.
Cheesecake.
But shout out to Cheesecake. And then we got two ones, and then we actually had to forfeit the first game, and then won a game, lost a game. Right? Cheesecake had a pop off game. I think it was on Mel. She went like 13-0 or some stupid thing. And then we had to like completely redo. We ended up moving our 80 carry to support, picking up a new 80 carry in Troopsy, and then we kind of took off. We took a really big loss to Jolly Rogers in the middle of the season, which was Jolly Rogers' Ghost Crew, I think at the time, which was, everybody remembers Flop, who he's no longer in the competitive scene. But there's an 80 carry who was cracked out of his mind. And then we ended up kind of running the rest of the season. I mean, we ended up 2-0ing the number one team in the last week of the season. We ended 5-2, and then we ended up kind of having the pseudo finals in semifinals against CB. We had a great best of 5 series, real bangers all 5 games, some poor draft decisions. Definitely not my fault at all into some of those games that cost us. And then finals against Jolly Rogers again. I think we've had a pretty healthy competitive rivalry with Jolly Rogers. Rex is a really cool dude. And I think, we ended up beating Jolly Rogers Black Pearl in the final. So we won our first league ever.
Which is a great
as an org, which is crazy. Yeah. It was really satisfying. It was a great group of guys. And oh my God, we played so much. There was almost always one person missing, so I just filled in and played all the roles of the missing person. I made them play in like mid diamond, low masters, MMR, and flex, and lost like 400 or 500 LP like while we were playing and getting them to learn all this stuff. And but it was great. And I mean, these guys put in a ton of work. The OG Malevolent team did. And then the next season, as often happens with small orgs, as we tried to grow way too fast. We went from 1 team to 7 teams that turned into 6, that turned into getting rid of coaches and problems with players. And, I think we settled on 5 teams, which did okay, 6 teams. And we did okay. We had 5 of the 6, go to playoffs. So overall, it wasn't like terrible. We didn't ended up winning any of the leagues, but we had 5 playoff berths and a semifinals berth, which was pretty cool. DPS won that season, which would have been the fall season of last year when DPS won for Gladiator. So I think we were the only team to take any games off them until finals. So that was kind of cool. We went to 5 games. And then, of course, last year we again kind of shrinking. We had 5 teams, still working on like the development, because ultimately, we just want to develop people. We want people to get better. Like, I don't measure our success by winning. I know a lot of orgs are, well, how many chips do you have? I don't really care. Like, it's nice to win them, and we're going to try, and we want to, but I measure by the growth that we have. So, for example, last season, for our IBSG teams, all players but 1 ranked out. And multiple of them have already hit Emerald and are continuing to climb. We have some that are getting close to Diamond. Like that, to me, is far more valuable than, hey, you won an IBSG league. Like, it's great. And I want you to do that, but at the end of the day, like I just want you to get better at the game, right?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So that's a lot of that focus. And of course, this season, unfortunately, like I actually got a big promotion at work, so I moved 20 hours across the country, and I've been working, 60 to 80 hours a week on the regular, plus some extra stuff. So my attention has been very, very limited. We've got a couple of great staff members who've really picked up the extra slack. And then we have a bunch of new coaches, a bunch of new teams. And then for those who know, we have, Malevolent Forge, which is kind of a developmental program we're testing, which is really just about how can we make you better players and how can we help you grow your rank.
Do we want to maybe get into that for so I know personally, I don't know what Malevolent Forge is. So what is Malevolent Forge for anyone who's never heard of it?
Yeah, so it's a trial, and I'm a big trial and error guy. If it works, great, we'll look at it. If it doesn't work, we'll scrap it and never do it again, right? So we have a couple of really highly motivated coaches, Curry Lord, and then Red Strike. Curry Lord's, he's kind of the leader of this. It's all his direction, his vision, and Red Strike is a ton of great support and leadership there too. But ultimately, we have 4 teams, and then teams of players who are always trying to fight for a spot. But ultimately, we're doing scrims, homework assignments, ranked game requirements, lectures, all this kind of stuff. And ultimately, the ultimate goal is we just want to make people better. We just want to see, we have a little chart that's tracking what everybody's rank was when they started, what it's going to be at the end of this season. We're basically having it follow the summer split season. Excuse me. And we just want to make people grow, and at the end of that, we are going to turn that into a team, which will probably be like a Vanquisher team, maybe a Conqueror team, depending on what groups of players, they end with. A lot of the players are in that Emerald-ish range, up or down. And then we'll see how that team does at the end. But at the end of the day, it was just a way to kind of have a structured place for development for players with higher level Grandmasters plus Grandmaster Challenger coaches that didn't cost them anything.
Yeah.
And gave them a community behind them to do in-houses and things like that. And so that's really all it is. I mean, it's just a place to get better.
So is this a split that people can look to do in the next split? Is it like closed for this split?
Depends. Yeah, so it's kind of close. I mean, anybody can kind of hop in and out, but there is a core group of players that are in those. We have 4 teams that are kind of split up just to different play styles and things like that. But really, we're trying stuff. I mean, Curry's got a lot of great ideas, and he's doing a lot. I mean, a lot of these players are already much better in the 6 or so weeks that they've been doing this. And of course, we have another 8 or 10 weeks to go, and we'll kind of see what happens after that. And if people like it, if people enjoy it, then we'll look to do it again, especially if it gets results. And if they don't like it, then we'll try something else. Maybe we won't do that, and we'll just do more teams. We don't know yet.
It sounds like an interesting pitch because, like, let's face it right now, coaching in league is something that everyone needs, and the price is what, $250, $300 a session for a coach that you don't know.
It depends.
Talks a lot of good and like doesn't really can't help a ton. Otherwise, it's like, because realistically, to get better at this game, it's a muscle and it's like a thought pattern, and it's not something that's gonna get fixed in an hour of coaching. Like.
No, and at the end of the day, you have to play. Like we see a lot of this, and this is one of the requirements for it, is like you have to play X amount of ranked games. I don't know the exact number. Maybe it's 20, 25. I don't know, but like you have to play the game. Like there's a lot of people who get coaching and they're like, yeah, I want to do this, and then they play like 5 games of ranked a week, and it's like, well, no wonder you're not getting better. Or it's like, yes, I want to learn top lane, I want to be great, and then they're locking in like Aurelion Soul top. Okay, well, you really don't care about your improvement, right? Which is fine. No power to you. I know a lot of us, this is our escape, right? Like I do this for fun. Shout out to all the org owners who understand that we make no money and this costs us a lot of money.
Oh, God, there's no money in sports.
There's no money in it. So, yeah. So we want to have fun when we do this, right? Like we're not here to just be miserable while we're doing it. And it's about the community and about the development and giving us a place to be competitive. For a lot of us have grown up competitive. We have a lot of ages in the org. I think most do, but we have people up into their 40s and 50s. We have people who are fresh out of high school competing. It's pretty great in that sense, but ultimately we just want to give people a place to get better that isn't going to cost them an arm and a leg to do so.
It sounds like I'd be excited to see that stick around for another split if this one goes well, because it sounds like something especially the amateur esports community needs at a moment like this. Also, you were talking about expanding the org and how like every org goes through this process where you have a couple good teams, you win a bit, because beginner's luck is a huge thing with orgs. I find like a new team will come in, they'll take it, and they have 6-7 teams next split, and the org starts crumbling. What would you say, like, for newer orgs out there who will watch this and look at someone who's like established their own org? What do you think is a healthier way about going about it now that you're like finding out this? Because I played for Elysium and they had the same problem where it was like 3 teams, 4 teams, 12 teams, and then now it's like, oh god.
So I'll give similar advice to what was given to me that I ignored. So take this with a grain of salt. Is just don't feel obligated to grow so fast, right? I mean, I think we felt the pressure, whether it was real or not, right? There was this, oh my god, you guys just won. What are you doing now? Now what? Like, what's next? What are you doing? And we really just tried to expand into all these things. Another thing for Forge is we found it's a lot better and more satisfying to develop players for your higher elo teams than it is to find players, right? There's a lot of good and a lot of not so good in the upper higher elo community, Masters Plus, things like that. So definitely want to be able to develop our own teams, but as far as teams that want to grow, don't put any pressure on yourself to do anything other than what you're comfortable with. And the biggest thing that's going to determine that is your staff that's supportive. Our issue has really a lot of been, it's not always been with players. Every team is going to run into issues with players where somebody bows out or you got to replace somebody or etc. right? Every org deals with that. But the biggest part of it is making sure that you have the coaching staff and the support staff to help you with that, and they're the right people. And you're not trying to blow that up too quickly, because we went through that where we had to get rid of some coaches that were just definitely not the right people, but we picked them early on because we needed to get something done. We felt like we really had to have that team. And I think you can work on engaging and building the community part of the org.
Yeah.
Before the competitive part, right? Like, get in-houses going, have a regular Friday night, whatever. Like, there's all kinds of community stuff that I want to do with the org that we've not done yet. Part of that's me being gone, part of that's just blowing up with the teams and trying to grow there too fast. But like, there's so many cool things you could do to get people in the server and playing and just enjoying the time there that's not playing in a competitive league. And I think that's the part that people often overlook in favor of trying to have more teams.
Yeah, and I think that's like the truth of it, because like at the end of the day, people are gonna stick around if they have a community. People like community, people want community, so people are gonna stick around for community. And if you can't provide that, then what's really the point of playing for an org, right? Like, you want people to be excited to watch the stuff you're doing, to watch the chips you're winning, because without that, it's like it's just a title, and it's like, great, I won this, and as an individual it's cool, but it's not, nobody else cares besides you at that point, and that's never really a fun place to be.
Agreed. Yep. Couldn't have said it better.
That said, you do draft coaching, yeah? Or
yeah, sure.
Running the drafts. What's your mentality when we're going to drafts?
Okay, so and I will again not flame my teams, not flame your teams on the interview. It really is. Give them simple, easy to execute, and then comfortable, right? Kind of in that order. So for me, I'm a big believer in especially in IBSG and lower elos, even below diamond, you have to have ways to start fights. All these teams that are trying to draft their teams, and maybe they're good drafts on paper, in theory, you put two pro teams against each other, and yes, this draft is better, right? But when it comes down to execution, especially at this elo, and half the things that we're teaching people, it's really hard for them to grasp reactive ways of playing, right? Because you're trying to teach them how to be proactive. You're trying to teach them to make decisions instead of having to react to decisions, right? Because if you get to make the decisions, you get to narrow the skill tree, or the decision tree as far as what those decisions are, right? Versus if you're reacting, that decision tree kind of expands. So always having a primary source of engage or a go button, right? Things like Malphite, Nautilus, Ornn, just anything like that has a button that you can press that says, okay, I'm starting a fight, right? Like having those options. Vi is another great one, right? Like that's a big thing for me. And then another thing is just going to be simple things. Don't play these weird convoluted comps that have to have 8 million things go right? And then the other one, and this might be a hot take, but I've seen it fail more often than it succeeds, which is quit drafting AP bot lanes without another source of consistent DPS. Please quit doing it. You are making the game so much harder to play because you're requiring your team to play perfect. And if you don't, that random jinx that they had that, maybe they're behind, but it's now 25 or 30 minutes in the game and you just have no way to kill people. Right. And then Jinx takes over and kills your whole team. And you're like, oh, yeah, my comp doesn't mean anything now. So I think those would be my first ones. Like
stemming on that, my other least favorite thing to see as a caster is when they draft a comp and it's a pick comp or something. But there's, like you said, no consistent source of damage. It's how do we ever take an objective? Okay, we got a pick. Great. Right, you can't take Baron. They'll be spawned before it's fucking done.
Right.
Oh,
I think my specifically Swain ADC. Oh my god. At least with Mel, Mel might be kind of a hybrid exception answer because she has the execute and especially if you build CDR, her Q's on a pretty low cooldown, things like that. But Swain is the biggest one. Swain ADC is, I feel it's such a trap. I understand the power of Swain, especially in the 3+ melees on the enemy team. I get that. But if you don't have consistent DPS somewhere else, even if it's jungle, but jungle mid top, somewhere you have to have that, right? And I think people just misinterpret that a lot. They're like, oh, but it's great for bot lane. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But if you're not 3K up in bot lane by yourself, eventually it's not going to matter because you can't convert that lead into anything. And I think a lot of teams struggle with that. Our teams included. No shade to the coaches, but
comp
shade.
Matters when you're I find a lot of time people will draft for lane and not for game, and they'll draft for the skirmish. But at the end of the day, I feel a lot of the time the team fight is where we're seeing, at least in this season, the team fights are what's determining games. I've been watching teams be 10 kills down in lane, but they have a better, easier to execute front to back team comp, and they just win. Mm-hmm. They just press their go buttons and win, and that's I feel has been a very consistent thing across Titan. Unless you're going to the higher tiers. Once we get a Vanquisher and whatnot, maybe it's a little different. But also, I feel if you're in Vanquisher and whatnot, you are drafting good team fight teams or teams with a split push identity, something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite black and white, but I tend to agree with you. I mean, ultimately, look at it this way: post 25 or 30 minutes, dude, anybody can win the game.
100%.
Anybody can win the game. Anybody can int and lose a game, and especially in IBSG, we'll stick with that. Or teams don't know how to end the game quick enough. Right. So dominating your lane is great. And we want you to do that. And it's good that you do that. But if you can't convert it into anything and the game stalls out to 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, well, your 5 kills in lane doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people kind of forget that. And they don't really put enough stock in that. For sure.
Speaking of losing. So there's 4 Malevolent teams this season. And we have Malevolent Gremlins, Malevolent Malice, Malevolent Scourge, and Malevolent Calamity. All of them...
What? They all what?
All of them may have lost this first week.
Oh, may have. That's better news than I had.
We had planned this interview. I was like, oh, great. We'll talk about the games. This is the portion where we talk about the games. 4 losses.
Yeah.
What happened this week?
Lots of things. Number one, it's only week 1. Not the end of the season. The goal is to make playoffs and improve throughout the season, right? That's number one. I've never worried about, ultimate game score. Really, it's just if you're hard winning it through the regular season, good job. Talk your shit, get it out, enjoy it. You've earned it. At the end of the day, I mean, we've seen teams that barely make playoffs, make semis, make finals, and that's really where you see that happen. So, 1 loss, not a big deal. I think our Divinity team especially will bounce back. There's a lot of talented players. The coach is very talented too. Like there's a lot of stuff going on there. They did lose 2-1. I think there's definitely some grit and climb back that they'll get. One of the cool things I like about this season for IBSG is there's so many new faces. I'm trying to think like with our 3 teams that we have. Let me pull these rosters up for you in my head so I can tell you.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have them all.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, how many new people do we have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 13. So 13 of the 15 players in IBC are brand new to the org. Like they're brand new. Some of them are like, we have a couple players who've only been playing the game for 6 months. Like we have a lot of new blood, which is great because at the end of the day, the goal is to develop and help people grow. So I think, it sucks we lost, and we're gonna bounce back and we're gonna continue to help them improve. And I definitely take some ownership of that, right? I mean, I haven't been around. I usually am very active with all the teams and trying to give whatever support I can. Especially to like junglers and IBSG junglers, that role can be very intimidating sometimes when you really start putting structured play in place. But yeah, a lot of new blood. So we did lose week 1. That's okay. The teams have already been screaming. We actually did coach scrims last night for one of the IBSG teams. We're already beating it into them and working on the next level of stuff. So I expect, there's nowhere to go from up, right? We're at the bottom. There's nowhere to go. So
that's totally
very
fair.
Excited to see.
So do we think like the more these teams play together, and obviously you said you have challenge for coaches.
Oh yeah.
Are we expecting a bit of a upward trajectory at the moment they start playing more games?
Oh,
together,
of course. I mean, one of our teams had never played a full 5 stack together. We actually had a lot of player like rotations, some weird like couple personal things. We had a player who ended up wanting to play for their friends, and we didn't want to cut the player for the role that their friend played, so we had to like find a new person there. And just life things that happen. So like there was one of our teams that was the first time they played together all together as 5 because they had to make a player change like 3 days before the season started.
Yeah.
So definitely the more time they get together, and we have a couple of coaches like Joselle. He actually made it to semis last season. He made it to semis 2 seasons ago. He made it to finals last season in that 5-game banger against CB. And he's coaching in this season. He is one of the hardest working coaches out there that exists. He puts in so much time and effort, honestly, more than the players appreciate by far. And he'll get them. They'll make playoffs. Hands down, I have no doubt.
I guess it's also worth mentioning about Malevolent, just on a seeding stage after the draft show. We have one division that has 3 Malevolent teams. They're all in the same group.
There should be 2 and 1, right?
Or is it 2 and 1? Are they not all in the same group?
It should be 2 and 1.
Yeah, okay, it is 2 and 1.
It's soft dividing, right? Like I know Sems tries to put split orgs up when he can.
I've seen all 3. Maybe I was looking at the master sheet wrong. It looked like all of them on the schedule were in the same group. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, gotcha.
That. But do you think that breeds any in-house rivalries, or is it just like?
Oh, of course. Oh, nobody talks more shit about Malevolent teams than the people in the server. Don't even like Gladiator chat is a cesspool. We all know this. We enjoy this. We have fun in it. But nobody talks more shit than our own players to each other.
Do we have any like specific rivalries that the fans of Titan can look out for when we start getting Malevolent versus?
No, honestly, not this season. Last season there was a ton. The hill and the mountain was a whole big thing last season, but no, this season it's so many new players.
Score mountain the house, hill and the mountain.
right. No, there's just so many new faces. I mean, like I said, returning players from our community in these IBSG teams. There's only 2. Shout out to Tate, shout out to Spirit Book. Tate role swap, just playing support now, not AD carry, and Spirited Book. I think is very close to ranking out. He was the one player who didn't quite rank out last, and I think he's already done it. Like he actually DM'd me the other day and was talking about how things are just starting to click. Like even in the loss, you could feel things start to click and make sense. And when you go back and watch those games, he has some moments that you're like, okay, crap. Like if you weren't down 5K gold, you probably just like pentakill people. Like, okay, like you can see his growth as he's worked with Joselle specifically, really over the last 3 months, 4 months, and as they continue through the season.
Is there any specific like notes or things in the coaching booth from these last 4 games that we're going to be focusing on moving forward in this season? That like some of the bigger mistakes that were like, hey, this is probably the focus of these teams moving forward. Don't give anything away, obviously, in case others
sure.
But like any area that you think your teams like could really use to improve right now.
Yeah, I think the biggest feedback I have for them, and it really is quit trying to complicate things. Keep it simple. Go back to the basics, to the fundamentals. A big thing for me last season was I hate when teams, and this is just every level of League of Legends, not just IBSG, but like my biggest pet peeve is when people who have 2.5 minutes left on Baron give up all lane pressure to go take this dragon that doesn't matter. I hate it. It drives me up the wall, and in IBSG, Divinity, Conqueror, even in Vanquisher, sometimes you see this happen all the time. So really for me, it's get back to the fundamentals, continue to work on your individual strengths. There's a lot of things, I'm going to try to actually have some coaching with junglers tonight. We're going to go over some stuff that, don't feel like you have to. I feel like a lot of players, especially new players on stage, get on stage and they watch Pro League or they watch their friends who are better than play, and they expect that they have to make these like montage clippable plays all the time. It's like, honestly, some of the best league teams are so boring to watch.
Real.
Because they're just like tactically like, okay, I got 50 gold here and 100 gold here, and I made the correct back timer, and it's boring because I just drop a wave and I don't die, but I made the correct back timer, and just like all those things, and it can be very, very boring to watch and boring to play. We did coach scrims last night, and I had a moment where I played top lane against one of the top laners who we're working with, and it was very boring, but it was just, okay, I'm going to get a freeze, and then I'm going to zone you off the wave. And like, he did a good job of never dying, but like, it's boring. And a lot of people don't like to play that way, especially newer players who like their energy. They're like, oh my God, I'm playing in a comp league and I really want to have all this fun and do all these things. And it's like, well, sometimes the best thing you can do is like, yeah, I my scoreline might be 0-0-0, but I'm up a level and I'm up 50 CS, and like, good luck. and that's not what people realize a lot of the time.
Higher you go, the smaller advantages that win games. And if you can capitalize on that, especially when you're starting out, I feel like, because that's something like I'm horrible at. Like in the jungle, I'm like, I refuse to leave a camp behind, even if it is better. I'm one of those players. And it's very much like there is that learning process where it's even you groaning about it. Everyone does. But like, if you can break those habits and be like, okay, this is the correct, like, small advantage play, even if it's not, like, flashy, you're going to climb. That said, I do want to play a quick game for you before we go off this interview. We've been going for way longer than I expected, which has been awesome. You have been genuinely incredible to talk to. But we got a quick game for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Guess the Stat Line today.
Okay.
I'm going to show Phoenix a stat from one of the games, and he's going to have to guess which player
oh my God,
had that stat line.
I don't know.
So we're going to start off with the KDA, of course, here. There is a
you got to give me the league. Is this Divinity or IBSG? Right? Divinity or Gladiator?
Ooh. Do I give you?
Is Finn?
There's only four. There's only 4 teams.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. 2-4-2. I didn't get to watch all the games, so this might be a wild shot guess.
It's just
2-4-2.
I just realized the issue is I've kind of shown here what lane it is. I might fix that for the next one I show you.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with. This looks like maybe a tough game. It wasn't a stomp, obviously. I'm gonna go with. Is this Narva? Is this Divinity?
This is not Narva, but
okay.
We'll show you a little more. This
okay.
is the build.
Yeah, give me one more.
Oh
God.
This is the build that we're working.
Oh. Is this Shen? Is this a Shen game?
Not a Shen game. There's no Shen in
Tom Kench? It's got to be Tem Kench then, right?
It is.
So this is Tom Kench. Who is that? It's not. him. It's not. Is this Yupflow? No, it can't be Yupflow. It's not Yupflow. It's got to be Boba, right?
I'm going off gamer tags. Do you?
Oh God, I don't know. I know what their name is for Discord.
I just clocked. I'm going off gamer tags here.
Yeah. Then I don't know. I mean, Hasty is the only other top laner we have. This would be Scourge. This would be Scourge's top laner.
It's not Scourge.
Oh, so it's got to be Hasty then.
It is indeed. It is indeed
Hasty. Okay, it's a Gremlins thing. Oh my God.
I'll show you. This is the Gremlins versus Malice game 1.
Yep.
That's what the scoreline looked like. You have any thoughts on how that draft went? Do we feel good about that draft? Because I actually don't think it looks too bad.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, you don't really have any kind of actual answer to the dive, and they have a pretty mobile AD carry, mobile mid laner. So like both their big carries are extremely mobile. So Nautilus has a little bit of their work cut out for them. Without seeing bans or like order, it's really hard to say, but I definitely like the other team's draft a little more than ours. But I don't think at the end of the day, I mean, I didn't get to watch. I watched the end of this game, but it really looks like a little bit of jungle diff. I know Shifty is brand new to jungle. I think he's actually a support player who role swapped and is learning, so he'll definitely get a lot better as time goes on. Really, I missed the first part of this game, so it's hard to say. I definitely like the other team's draft, but I don't think draft is definitely the reason why they won or lost this game, for sure.
All right, so this is going to be the next stat line I'm going to show you here. We got a
4-4-1. And a loss. Let's see if we do that. So, is this a? Let me guess. Roll first. We'll go roll first, and then we'll go team. Is this a jungler? This looks like a jungler to me.
This is not a jungler.
Oh my gosh, is this a top laner then?
Not a top laner.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well I've got a 60% chance. I've only got so many. So maybe this is an 80 carry then, right? Like that's really.
It is one of your 80 carries.
Okay, it is one of the 80 carries. Is this a Dio scoreline? This looks like a. Nah, she's got to be more involved. I think she tends to be way more involved in fights. I'm gonna go with this is the Malice 80 carry, which is Cremo.
This is not the Malice 80 carry.
Oh man, I suck at this game.
Oh wait, I so lied to you. That is 100% the Malice 80 carry.
Yes, yeah, better at this than I thought.
Actually, this is the Cremo game.
Yeah,
this is Cremo on. That is not the right picture here. That is 1 second.
Memorize these for the next question you ask.
This is the
Yunara. Okay, yeah.
Yunara game. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got to catch part of this game. I didn't get to watch all of this, but this is definitely Cremo.
So I'm gonna
tried his hardest.
We'll do one more here.
All right. Oh God. Let's see.
Let me pick which one real quick. Yeah, we're gonna drop this one. We're gonna drop this one because this one's a little fun, I think.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
All right. I'm gonna have to practice for this next time. Study my tape, 4-9-27. Okay, this is probably a support scoreline. Yeah.
This is not a support scoreline.
Not a support scoreline. Okay. Is this a jungle scoreline?
This is a jungle scoreline.
Okay, this looks like a thin. I can see this being a thin scoreline.
You're thinking Finn?
Thin, THIN, thin soy balls. Yeah.
Thin. I'm double checking right now. I kind of messed up my pictures here. as production normally goes with me at the helm. It is not thin.
It's not thin. Is this War Broken then? I feel like it's got to be War Broken.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed a War Broken game.
Yeah, it is going to be War Broken. Okay. On the Diana.
That is,
or not the Diana.
Wow, I plugged in the wrong picture.
Wrong picture.
We'll get this fixed for next time. Don't worry, gang. Here we go.
Yeah, the Moo game. That makes a lot of sense.
27 assists.
Yes.
I actually am shocked. This is the game that when I was looking back, I'm like, how did we... I'm curious what happened here. Did you watch this game back?
I did not get to watch this game. I don't know. I didn't get to watch this game, unfortunately.
This one feels
especially with 3 teams playing in one night. I definitely don't get to watch them all.
This one, like, looking at the stat line, it feels like something had to have gone wrong in like a big team fight because they were so close to picking this one off.
This looks like a Xin Zhao diff to me, to be honest.
Low-key.
Xin Zhao is like Omega broken in their comp against ours.
Low-key,
so.
yeah. Although, it's not,
Xin Zhao feels busted.
In my opinion, it's not the Giga Strong Xin build right now. This is like the AD, like, classic.
It's just his ult. It's just his ult and the space he buys. It really, he could build, I don't know. He could build 6 freaking ruby crystals and do the same job probably. So he gets 1 knockup and he buys a bunch of space.
As a Xin main, average Xin gaming. I mean, hard stuck Xin main.
Right,
Xin main, average Xin gaming. But that's going to be it from us. Is there any final notes or any final things you want to say? Shout out anyone?
No, all I would say is, let's get some more orgs out there. Let's get some more teams. Let's get Gladiator and Divinity up to like 20 plus teams. That's what I want to see. That'd be great.
That would be so fun.
I want to have bigger leagues. There's players out there. We gotta have orgs willing to coach people. No shade to other some of them, but we got to coach, not just pick the best players at the time.
The shade is here. So, don't lie. Get those coaches.
The shade is here. Yeah.
Get that trash.
Let me draw the blinds.
Oh my God!
Let me put the shade.
He's done it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for us. Thank you, Phoenix, for being here on the first Titan interview back. If you would like to join the Titan interviews or get one yourself, go ahead, just send a DM to me on Discord or shoot Sam's a message, and we will get you on here. We're looking to get interviews with all the teams this split. So thank you for being here, Phoenix, and we are out.